Good afternoon, folks. It's Trent from Van Dusen Chevrolet Buick GMC, and guess what? November 11th, and it's snowing. It's Canada, we expect it, but what I want to share with you today, this is when a lot of people get excited about 4x4 and all-wheel drive systems in their vehicles. Not everything is the same, and I'm just going to go through with you a few of the different options in the vehicles that you get, and your all-wheel drive and or 4x4 systems. Now this row behind me is where we put all our Chevrolet Trax, and it is, can come in a front-wheel drive or an all-wheel drive system. The difference with that is when in an all-wheel drive like this, all four wheels start forward when the vehicle starts its motion, and as soon as smooth sailing comes, then the sensors more of a sense and react, and they'll disengage the rear axle, and then majority of the power moves to the front wheels. So you get that sure-footed when you need it, and maybe not on a day like today, but it can go to a front wheel drive, and that's when you save money on fuel. Now over here I got the Chevrolet Equinox, and for 2018 they went and switched up the all-wheel drive system and the availability. Now inside the Equinox you have your all-wheel drive button right in through here that comes with the 2-liter turbo. When you press the button, the little amber light comes on, but then you get your notification in your driver information center. And that lets you know that you're in all-wheel drive, or you have the option to drive in front-wheel drive come those summer months. Now right behind me is the Equinox Twin, the GMC Terrain, and this one has a little bit more of a sophisticated all-wheel drive system. Now what I meant by here is right now you can see it's in by 2, which means 2-wheel drive. It's driving on its front axles. But when you twist it, you get your notification that it goes into all-wheel drive. And then your driver information center lets you notice that you get your changes right up front. So similar, but also different than the Equinox. You get, instead of just being a button, you get a little twist knob. For days like today, if you've been out before the snowplow, then you get into your all-terrain mode, off-road mode, or snow and ice mode. That's where you get a little more traction with your traction control, and just a little more sure-footedness just in case you're driving around before the snowplow comes. Now behind me is the 2019-2020 Chevrolet Traverse, and yeah, I know you can't see it, it's covered in snow, but trust me, that's what it is underneath. Now the Traverse has the same similar system as what you get in the GMC Terrain, where you have your 2-wheel drive, your all-wheel drive, and then you also have over here, which is your off-road all-terrain mode. But because the V6 also comes with a trailer hitch, this is where you get your tow haul mode on your V6. Just lets the transmission know it's gonna have to do a little bit more heavy lifting. Now with our pickup trucks, that's where you get the availability of 4x4. And inside this LT Trail Boss, I'm going to show you exactly what you get with the truck. So pickup trucks are really a lot different. What you get here is your 2 high. That's where you're going to drive around up here in Canada for about 8-9 months of the year here in Southern Ontario. And then for your winter months, majority of the people are going to switch over to auto. That works just like the all-wheel drive feature in an SUV as we just described. But then you can see over here when you get into 4 low and 4 high, those are completely different altogether. If you get out on those days before the snowplow comes and you want that sure-footedness, you get your GM exclusive G80 locking differential. That's where you're going to put it into 4 high, and you can see you get your driver information center notifying you of the switch. When you get over to 4 low, you can see now you have to switch it into neutral. 4 lows when you're really like, you're stuck. You're stuck in the mud, or you're in, there's a foot of snow, or you really need some grunt. That's not recommended for driving. It's really meant just for rock climbing or getting yourself moving and trying to gather some momentum. When the snow comes, that's what you're going to want. You want an all-wheel drive, or you want a pickup truck with an auto track feature, or at least the availability to get into 4 high. That way you can still drive around, not be stuck, and no more slipping and sliding, and that's what everybody wants.